Hello and welcome, my name is Istvan and today I'm going to show you how to unbrick the Flysky FS-I6X transmitter. I'm new into building drones myself, however one of the first issues I had with this controller was that with the original stock firmware you cannot get it to send the RSSI, which is essentially needed to be able to see the strength of your signal on your display to avoid flying too far. In my case, I didn't realize the difference between the i6 and the i6X versions, and I had no issues writing an i6 firmware into my i6X controller, which has completely rendered it useless. If I'll try powering the unit on, it goes nothing, it just remains blank, doesn't do anything, doesn't beep, the display doesn't come on, and I was looking on the internet to see what I can do, and the only solution I found was from various people in various languages to unbrick the i6 version by holding these two trims and then powering the unit on. However, it doesn't work with this version, so I'm actually going to show you how to do this version, the X version, but it's a little bit more complicated and you will have to undo the 4 screws on the back, and I'm going to cut the video here. Okay, so my video is actually retrospective because I already fixed this unit once, and if you look here very closely you can see that there are 2 exposed metal pads labeled as R53, and what you actually need to do is you need to grab yourself a flathead screwdriver or something that you can short these 2 points for the time you power the unit on. So you might want to ask help from somebody by you holding the transmitter in one hand, shorting the 2 points on your other hand, and asking somebody to help you to power it on. But the point is, you have to short these 2 points just for the time to power on the transmitter, and that will actually take it into a special mode called DFU mode. And you can use a special software to write a new flash in this mode. So in my case I have to plug these 2 wires in. I normally use these wires with my breadboard and I've got them soldered up. You don't have to do this, but I'm sure I'm going to break this a few more times. So I'm actually going to put my phone aside, so I'm just going to put this down here and I'm going to plug these 2 together. Here we go. So I'll plug one to the other, and now I'm going to power the transmitter on. So I'm just going to flip it around, power it on. You're still going to get no sound or whatsoever, but you flip it over again, and you grab the cable which came with, and you're just going to plug this on the back while it's powered on. And there you go. I've heard the new hardware sound, and if you look in my device manager, you can see that I ended up having an STM device in DFU mode, and now I have to start the DFU SE demo software, which I will leave a link in the description obviously to download everything. So that software would actually see this device, and what you have to do is you have to choose a file, and I'll leave that in the description as well. I'm probably just going to put everything into like one zip file. So you open this file, you hit the upgrade button, you ignore the message, yeah, you want to continue. So it's going to erase your dodgy firmware, and it's going to put in a proper one. This link I'm going to give you is with the original one. I'm probably going to make another video about how to put in a proper third-party firmware, but right now it says upgrade successful, so I can just unplug this cable, undo my 2 cables here. So I'm just going to pull them apart. Here we go. So I'll put a piece of electrical tape on this to avoid, obviously, this I'm going to tuck them just behind. I'm going to leave them there. So obviously I don't want this to touch anything. So I'm going to put a piece of insulation there. But for now I'm just going to turn the thing on and show you. So when you turn it off and then turn it back on, here we go, it came back online, and go into the system setup and you will see it put back the original stock firmware. So that's about rescuing your transmitter, and I will make a follow-up video about putting up a new firmware which does do the RSSI thing which I was looking for. But this should save yourself a few bucks from buying a new transmitter. So good luck, and I'll hope you can recover yours as well. Thank you. Bye.